Without a doubt, the Moonveil is one of the coolest weapons in the game, despite being hated in PvP. So why not use it? Today's video is going to be about the Moonveil, as well as Talisman and spells that go along with it. Looking over at the Moonveil's description, it says Katana forged of glintstone, masterpiece of a Celian swordsmith, light enrapes the blade when sheathed, explaining its Moonveil moniker. With the unique skill Transient Moonlight, we're basically going to hold it at its sheath and quickly slash before us, releasing a blade of moonlight. The unique skill Transient Moonlight has two forms, for both a light attack and a heavy attack in combination with a weapon skill. When you go and use a heavy attack, it does a vertical slash, where if you go and use a light attack in combination with a weapon skill, it does a wide arc. Here's more gameplay of me switching between the heavy attack and the light attack, fighting the Knight's Cavalry. Now, depending on how you line up the slashes, you're able to go and hit one enemy or two enemies at once with one slash. And this works as well on flying enemies. As long as they're within the range of your slash, you're able to go knock them out the air or kill them straight away. Even bigger enemies get down within 2 hits simply by hitting them with the Transient Moonlight. Here, I hit this giant twice, knocking him down, letting me go and get a critical attack on him. Going over the base requirements for the Moonveil, requires only about 12 strength, 18 dex, and 23 intelligence. We're going to want to focus on intelligence since that's what the weapon skill actually scales off of, and some of the spells. For Talisman, we're going to want to look at the Stargazer's Heirloom since it increases our intelligence, Marika Scarsail, which is going to boost some of our stats, but also the damage taken, the Ancestral Spirit's Horn, which is going to restore FP, and the Carrion Filgreed Crest, which is going to lower the FP consumed by skills. Now, if you want to change any of these out, you can use the Shard of Alexander, which is going to greatly boost the attack power of skills. Moving over to spells, the Glintstone Ice Crag is going to be one of the spells we're going to look at, since it does frost damage and has a little bit more distance than some of the other spells we're going to be talking about. Frostbite in this game is really good since it lowers defense by 20%. This spell only requires about 15 intelligence. The next one is Ranni's Dark Moon. There are about 2 moon spells inside of the game, Renala's and Ranni's, but Ranni's does a little bit more damage and requires 2 less intelligence. This spell literally summons a fucking moon, and it follows enemies and explodes, dealing frost damage. This spell originally had a slower cast time during this recorded gameplay, but with the new patch 1.04, it's been given a buff. See here, I used the spell, but it would take too long for me to go and cast it again, so I used the Ice Crag. Here, it explodes and kills all 3 of the enemies that were lined up perfectly there. Here's me using it on some of the bigger enemies inside of the game, in combination with the Glintstone Ice Crag. While Ranni's Dark Moon did here, I used the Ice Crag, and then I followed the Glintstone Ice Crag. The Dark Moon spell leaves you vulnerable for a few seconds since you're inside of the air, so it's not good to spam multiple times. That's why we're using the Glintstone Ice Crag. The most important spell that we're going to be looking at is Adula's Moonblade. This spell is one of the strongest in the game, especially now that the new update 1.04 recently went and buffed the casting time on this spell. You're able to go and use this spell more often. It only takes about 32 intelligence. For the location of the Moonveil, you want to make it here to the Gale Tunnel, in between Limgrave and Khalid. You have to make it through this tunnel and fight the worm boss that's inside. After defeating the boss, you'll automatically receive the Moonveil. Now here's me fighting the Worm Dragon using the Moonveil to obtain the Moonveil with no damage during New Game Plus. For the location of Adula's Moonblade, it's located here at the cathedral. We had to fight Adula, the Glintstone Dragon, and defeat him. Once we defeat him, we'll automatically obtain Adula's Moonblade. Of course, I gotta use the Adula Moonblade to obtain the Adula Moonblade. The same thing that we did with the Moonveil to get the Moonveil. After only a few more seconds, he drops and I'm able to go and get a critical attack on him. One swing, two. There he drops. And I don't know why I got fucking stuck underneath his head for a second, but here I go and I get my crit in. Then I just go and show that of it. And now we have the Adula's Moonblade. Dun, 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 dun. Now, I don't think it will make any sense to just go and show using only spells or only the Moonblade. So here, I decided to go and show you guys me fighting one of like the most agile bosses in the game. Or like the Black Knife Ringleader, only using the Moonblade. Fucking Moonveil, only using the Moonveil. And you see here I'm like fucking struggling because every time I go in and miss a swing, it leaves me open for an attack. See, I miss here, he attacks me and I get hit. And I almost get comboed right there. And more times often than not, if you're just constantly missing, or if you don't go and get your initial slash, you're gonna be left open. Even though it does stun enemies and take them down pretty fast, like here, I missed a couple, and then I was left open for attacks. Even though it does go and knock enemies down and leave them open for crit, it takes way longer than it would with additional spells. I even got the chance to knock him out of the air, and I would have been able to kill him right here, but for the sake of the video I didn't go and do that. Oh no, I died! Now here's me going and opening up with the Adula's Moonblade, and using the katana in combination. This spell and the Moonveil work perfectly together. Where I'll be open with the Moonveil, I can use the Moonblade to go and cover up his weaknesses and vice versa. I was able to quickly go and take down Electo and open up for a crit. You're gonna see right here, I go and I open up with the Adula's Moonblade, and then I hit him with the Moonveil, and I fucking slump this guy right here. Boom, hit him with the fucking crit, and he's dead. Down for the fucking count. If you guys haven't already got that spirit, make sure you get that spirit. It's fucking broken. You could even use Adula's Moonblade, take down bosses by itself. Like, look how much fucking damage this is doing. This is a new game plus. It's fucking ridiculous. Wham! Hip feet. Wham! Get him again. Wham! Bam! Oh, he got slumped. Bam! Bam! Oh! Bam! Yeah! Oh, and that motherfucker died.
Goodbye.